Hey, welcome. This is Marsh City Mic. We are live. We are going live on my personal Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, at Marsh City Mic. Um, Hopefully we can get live on our Marsh City Mic page and Instagram page soon. When I guess unfortunately, I guess Mark Zuckerberg has changed the rules a little bit, so we gotta wait a little bit in order to get live there. But please make sure you like, share, and subscribe at Marsh City Mic on all social media platforms. And We are excited about the show today. This has been a long time coming. So first off, I do want to thank a few people before we start out. So I want to thank my wife first and foremost. She's been a huge supporter of me, that type of deal. And I could not have done this without her. I do want to thank also one of my best friends, Jamie Fleming, who has, I guess, given me some ideas and kind of coached me through this process as well. And I do also want to thank Purvis Walker. Purvis Walker, I hit me up. I guess a couple of weeks ago, it said, "Man, you gotta." He been on me about starting this podcast, so I do want to thank him as well. But we also want to thank all of our supporters and everything out there from Marsh City Mic. So let's get into it. Today I'm so excited. We got a special guest today. Our guest is Tiana Parker. Tiana Parker is from Project Freedom 326, and she is the mental health awareness coordinator for Project Freedom 326. So we want to welcome her into the studio. Tiana, are you there? Oh, okay, alrighty. Well, Tiana, look like you there.
I am here.
Is that Tiana?
This is Tiana. I'm here. Can you hear me?
That don't look like you.
This is me though. This the energy y'all get. This is what I am.
Oh Lord.
Hey y'all. Thanks y'all for tuning in.
Oh man. Well, okay. Tiana, how you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you for inviting me, welcoming me to the show.
Well, that's good. Well, we appreciate you coming out, Tiana. Happy Halloween to everybody out there.
Happy Halloween.
Oh man. Well, let's get into it. Starting off, can you tell us a little bit about Project Freedom 326? I think she taking off the alien.
Just a little minute.
Just a little minute. Okay. We're gonna give her a little minute.
Woo. It's getting hot in here. Okay, but Project Freedom 326 is a nonprofit organization that services all of the community. Where we see a lack of, we kind of fill in there and kind of create events around the momentum. We would like to be in a position to where we don't have to move like that, where we can have things programmed already for, I know this might sound unrealistic, but for all 52 weekends of the year.
Okay.
Hold up. Okay, y'all. Now I got to translate. Mask off. Whew. Oh, Lord. That mask was hot, y'all.
That mask was hot.
Too much. Hey, y'all. I play entirely too much. That's what was taking me so long to get ready, though, Lawrence.
That was finding the mask. Okay.
Yeah.
Finding the mask was taking way too long. Okay.
Okay, so Project Freedom 326 and myself, it was kind of like a collaboration between myself and another young lady that used to just be out in the community doing like little things to help the community on her own effort, just like I was doing it on my own effort. So we always been kind of piggybacking off each other's ideas, inboxing each other about the ideas, like talking about things when we seen things go down, where we said, oh, you know what, something needs to be happening. So at some point we came together and she was just like, yo, at some point we're going to have to be able to put this together, expand it to where if you and I aren't able to do it, somebody else can. So that's how we came up with Project Freedom 326. But she been out in the community for about 20 plus years, just helping and I've been doing the same. So we put it together and that's how we've got Project Freedom 326. And then I got a huge family, but my family, they ain't really active in activism type work or, saving the community outside of my now legendary John S. Parker. But nobody kind of stepped up like that. So I think that's where I am and where I fit in at, in all of this, in all of the puzzle. But so Project Freedom 326 is literally a collaborative of nonprofit organizations, putting them together, networking, making sure they know about each other so they can create the opportunities that are needed in the community.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that sounds awesome. It seems like you guys have a couple of events coming up. I see I think on Saturday you got one.
On Saturday, there is an event that's sponsored by Project Freedom 326 and United Beaufort, and that's with Tim Garvin. And the men, some of the prolific men in the community, and I just say prolific because you don't need a certain criteria to be prolific. You know, people make mistakes in their past, people grow through that, they become better people, and you know, because of some people mistakes, that's the reason why they're able to be prolific. You know, they went through that, got through it, but they're coming to, so they, like, you know, they did things and their accomplishments, you know, look prolific to them, so they came. I put out a invitation for males to come to the table because I'm not a male. I can want that all I want, but I can't create, you know, I can't be the males at the table. So I put
Mhm.
out a invitation for males to come to the table and have conversations with these youth that they wouldn't normally have around somebody opposite of them, um, somebody that maybe, you know, don't have the access to it. So conversations need to be had in the community. Like, you know, one of the guys that is coming to the roundtable is Charles Mitchell, and he was a police officer. Well, you know, you don't have conversations with people that are current police officers. So because he's retired, you know, he could probably help inform them on some laws, like, you know, yeah, you want to look cool and stuff, but you know, brandishing a gun comes along with 5 years in jail and a fine. So you
Yeah.
want to get a, but they don't know that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's important. Mr. Charles Gray is coming to the table, and he has an AAU basketball team where he works with the youth, and
Mhm.
he does mental health. Like, he is highly credentialed in that area. So, you know, some of the things that we won't think of because we're not in that sector, we're not in that area, we're not even in the community, we're not heavily influenced by mental health. We
Mhm.
probably wouldn't have that train of thought, but he's there so he can kind of interject and you know, kind of give new ideas, new ways to handle conflict, you know, just things that they don't talk about at home, things that you're not going to find out if you don't talk to other males. But if you're talking to other males, I definitely don't want you talking to other males that are on the same elevator as you. Some people elevate enough
Yes.
through the ground.
Yeah.
So let's
Definitely.
see. Timothy Garvin, he's really out here active in the community, where I think I first noticed that he was doing activism work was when he started any like a silent protest. And I'm saying I'm hesitating when I say silent because it was like hunk for justice, but it was
Mhm.
you know, kind of back regarding Trey Pringle, who was killed in the community, and they said it wasn't intentional, but by emergency help that's supposed to protect you, all because, you know,
Mm.
they didn't send out the proper response. You know, like if you're going through a mental health crisis and you know you see the police, chances are you're not going to easily surrender. So that's not an issue that the police should be handling. So, you know, since then I've been consistent and persistent about being on the police, showing up to the offices, writing letters, and they finally implemented a program that the same Mr. Charles Gray that I'm talking about was trying to, he was on like a board or with everybody trying to get it passed for so long.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that definitely is a lot of strength that's coming to the table
And
to talk to
one
these
more
young
though,
men.
like kind of
Uh-huh.
sort of from the streets, we got Coach Darius Brockington from he coaches over at Bridges, but if you heard about Bridges preparatory male basketball team, he like he's very involved with those boys. It's almost like he allowed them to come into his program, but he set his rule. He didn't let them budge. You going if you want to play basketball and if you want to play at top level, I think he won like coach of the year last year or something. But
Mm.
Darius is really involved with the young men, and I think he might can reach them because he's so young. He's got swag. So I just, you
Mhm.
know, I tried to get somebody that identified with everybody.
Mm. Well, you definitely have a powerhouse team for this this roundtable discussion. And what is your hopes in I guess what are you really trying to get out of this roundtable discussion? What's
I
the
honestly,
end goal for this?
I would love to create like a mentorship program without calling it mentorship program, because you know a lot of the times when you use the terms that we've been using for so long, people kind of stray away from it, like, oh no, I don't want nobody watching my every move or being with me or bothering me. So if we can sit to the table and kind of, put in their heads the things that we ask of them, then I think they may be able to change their plight. Like, because we asking them for things that we're not willing to show them. Like, we want them to stop beefing and fighting over territory, like fighting over hoods, right? But then here we are, we fight over hoods as adults, as mature adults, and we
Yeah.
call it something else, or we fighting over land, or they ain't gonna have my land. But so we ask them to stop doing something that we won't stop doing. So if we sit down and have conversations, maybe we'll see it in ourselves and take
Mhm.
self accountability, and we can start teaching it.
Mm. Well, so I also see that you well, I did try to join yesterday, I guess your crime prevention plan community meeting. Unfortunately, what I'm sorry, on Tuesday, that you guys have. So are you guys having that like every Tuesday, or how does that work?
The thing is, right? Okay, so you know how when something happens in the community and you get momentum, the minute
Yeah.
you don't ride on the momentum, it dies. So in order to keep the momentum, we are trying to create a consistent basis, even if we just got to do a check-in for 10 minutes. And the meetings have been the very first meeting was about an hour long. Because we already know what the issues are in the community. We already know, what we need to do to get to the next point. So we decided to come together, put all the issues together, and see how we can create teams that can address it as a whole. We
Hmm.
had Dr. Najma Thomas or Thompson. I can't remember. I can never. I always get it. But Dr. Najma, she
Yeah.
introduced a crime prevention plan some time ago from one of the other meetings, and we just didn't have access to it until I heard about it, and I was like, wait a minute, there's already like a plan already written, and I saw it, and it was like error proof, like she had everything written down to the point where she's telling you the supplies and materials you need. So I feel
Mhm.
like it might have been, kind of offensive not to execute it because she put time into that.
Yes.
So when I got it on my hands, baby, I ran with it.
You definitely are running with it. You running with it. I know we had a about four or five people that when I got in there, that were there, and definitely are trying to, create different opportunities and different things for the community. So that way, that crime does drop. Leading into that crime conversation, Beaufort County has seen a influx of shootings in the past month or two. As looking at, I guess, recent shootings, two were killed in Burton. A vehicle shooting was on Rebout Road, October 22nd. The 23rd, there was another shooting in Bluffton after a driver was arrested for shooting a moving car in a apparent road rage incident. 17-year-old girl was shot and on September 18, 2024, and this is in a matter of months. So what are your thoughts on the recent recent shooting uptick in Beaufort County?
So first of all, I'm always saying, like, I feel like somebody are putting these guns into the community and just probably dumping them on corners and leaving them there. And I know that sounds crazy, right? But you think about it. How are y'all getting so many guns? And I know they buy them off the street, but then where you getting the money from? Because a lot of them not willing to work. So is it like a cycle? You dump the guns, they go rob somebody for money to buy the guns that somebody then got from somebody dumping them. But I really feel I'm heartbroken about this. Like, people, when you die forever.
Yes,
And
you
some of
do.
these teenagers are babies, y'all. Like, they babies, they're not even getting to where they can legally purchase the things that that you're excited about legally being able to purchase. So when I say, like, turn a blind eye to it, I can never. It's not my kids out here, y'all. It really not. But at any moment, hey, innocent people get affected too. Let's see, petty theft and gun violence are the number two crimes in this area. And I don't know if we can even find that. I think I was talking to somebody and they told me that, but we don't talk about the crime nor gun violence in this area because, of course, it's a tourist area. And it's not people who it don't affect, they're usually not aware of it. But so because it's limited to the communities that are predominantly Black, it's almost like the community does not care. But we need to care. We live in these communities that are being affected by the gun violence. So I've been going really, really hard in the pain. And when I say hard in the pain, I mean like racking my mind, reaching out to people, just trying to do things for everybody so everybody can do some self improvement, because it's a trickle down effect. We've got to start taking accountability as parents. So, but it's kind of hard to do that when, even if you're in a two-parent household, both of y'all probably got to work two jobs to be able to pay the household expenses, buy food, pay child care if you got a child, pay, make sure you're able to have clothes that fit, keep your water running. So it's so much that negates, parents not being home, or not having a parent in the home. We automatically go to, oh, they parent choosing not to. Some parents really not choosing not to. Some
Mm,
parents would love to be there. Some
mhm.
parents probably go to work crying because they spend more time at work than they do at home, and these kids having to watch themselves. So, realizing the issues and all of that, I think we all got to address some issues. So I've been doing programming. We got a
Yes.
glove up, guns down clinic coming, and that's to encourage them to, learn some problem solving skills, learn how to work it out, and go ask your mama to invest in a $99 uh punching bag. I'm sure it'll be cheaper than getting you out of jail or having to bury you, or
Yep.
even having your reputation destroyed at such a young age for just making a bad choice because you knew not.
Yes. And it's funny, not funny, but I guess when you were talking about, I guess, the highest crime, highest crime in Beaufort. Looking back at statistics for 2023, there were 634 drug and narcotics violations that were reported, in Beaufort County alone, which was the highest, itself. And do you think that the drugs and narcotics are leading to this uptick in gun violence? And that was just in 2023. The numbers for
I do
2000,
think it
the
is,
year, the year
though.
is year is not over.
I do think it is. I think it contributes gravely to the rise in gun violence, the rise in crime, the rise in petty theft, the rise in people being ugly. I think the drugs and alcohol, along with music and the bad influences, contribute a whole lot
Mhm,
gravely. And why I say, like, if you're going to a party, right? And I've seen the smartest thing ever being done, because I really believe this. We were at a party at a very responsible person's house. They had alcohol. In order to get in, you had to turn your keys over. If
mhm,
you were drinking and you were trying to leave, get your keys when it's time to go out, guess what?
mhm.
I don't got to fight you to get your keys because I already got it. You cannot reason with nobody drunk, because they're gonna see things the way they see it, or the way the little green man tell them to see it. And you can't reason with somebody that's impaired. And you know how people be like, oh well, this make you do that, that make you do that. If you're crossfaded, you have no clue what you're gonna run into. Crossfaded meaning on alcohol and drugs. And then so much of these drugs are synthetic now that, we don't know what in the world they're getting a hold of.
No, we don't at all. I mean, now we have sessions where I guess they're teaching us about fentanyl, linked to, things with linked with fentanyl and things like that. So you don't know what we're getting a hold of. And I think that, just that little statistic, is a huge statistic. And
Absolutely.
that can definitely, if we see a downtick of that, possibly could, lower the gun violence and lower the violence that's in our community. I know you were talking about the boxing clinic, and I see you guys have a boxing clinic coming up. Talk a little
Yeah.
bit about that for me.
Well, I know that, a lot of times people are aggressive and they want a way to show the aggressive them. So I thought about it and thought about it. Saw my nephew just getting it in on social media one day. He's been training, he's been fighting in real fights, and winning, y'all. But I saw what it did for him. Like, it helped him grow. It gave him time to let off steam, so where he wouldn't let it off verbally or nobody else. So I thought about it and was like, yo, we can really incorporate that in the community. And to be honest, if we created the opportunity and they know it was available, I think they will come, because think about it, that gives them an opportunity to legally be combative. Like, yeah, I think they would definitely, even some of the thugs, I think, would take advantage of boxing, because I don't got to be aggressive through the gun now, because now, I don't got to bother nobody, because I know um yo, if you fight me or if you do something to me, chances are I can beat you up. So I don't even need to carry around this gun. So I think
Mm,
it'll help, give them confidence,
mhm,
definitely.
mhm,
And when you got confidence, you move different, you think different. So it's a trickle down effect. Like it really is a trickle down effect. And I be thinking about it all the way through. Like what could happen from this, how this could help somebody else, how this could help this organization grow this, how it could help how we can help, visibility for this. So I think all of it is literally about networking and getting the right people in the right places to make it happen. I know people are wary saying, "Oh, they too far gone," and that might be the case. But how do we know if we didn't even try to see if they were too far gone yet?
mhm. Definitely. So, where's your boxing clinic located?
Okay, so because my nephew's volunteering his time, I
Mhm.
had and we got the building is definitely being donated as well.
I
Donations
think
and
we
stuff.
oh, okay.
But is at 808 Sea Island Parkway, and
Okay.
that's on St. Helena Island across from the Exxon gas station or Tiger Express,
Okay.
I think is what it's called. Um, people have their opinions about the building. Yo, the building's available. It's a community building. You can rent it if it's available.
Mhm.
And depending on what the event is, they may waive the fees. For this boxing clinic, they waive the fees. So that's where it's going to be. Venue is usually one of the issues when you're having an event.
Yes. You
So
can.
I have
It's hard to
access to the
find some
venue.
place.
Yep. So the venue is available. Like, and I just want to put that out there. I will find out who to contact, for that. But and it's got nice space in it. It's a nice building. And I think it'll do what it serve. I don't. You don't want a building that's available for the community to just be sitting there. So we are definitely gonna. I'm gonna try to use it as much as I can.
Mhm. And we definitely need some place for our youth and young people to um have active events and things to do in the community, because there really is nothing to do in the community.
It's not.
Which leads me into one of our hot topics, I guess it'd be for right now, the District 1 race. District 1 is pretty much the your Sheldon, your uh Dale Burton area um of Beaufort County. And we have some county council members and um a school board member that is running out there. What are some of your thoughts of the candidates that are running for that
Okay.
seat,
So
for the county council and for school board?
first of all, y'all make sure y'all go out and do your civic duty to vote.
Please
I
do
I
vote.
really haven't yet. I attempted to do it several days. I just don't believe in waiting in line to vote early. It just didn't make sense to me. But y'all make sure you tomorrow. I think is the last day for early voting. You had to already do your mail-in voting by I think October 25th. And but I'm gonna go make sure to vote tomorrow. They said you can vote like if you're in the Beaufort County area, you can vote at any one of those walk-in centers. And I heard that but from the people that I speak to, that St. Helena, St. Helena library is you walk in, you walk out. There's no wait at all. I just live on Laurel Bay side, so I was trying to get down uh the Burton Recreation Complex or whatever.
Yes.
But it's been packed every single time I've been there. And I know it's a matter of little patience. So if I don't feel like driving tomorrow, I will be patient and stand in that line to vote, because I do have to do my write-in ballot. I mean, my write-in vote for Giovanna Armstrong for District 1 County Council. And I am definitely endorsing um, Isaac Gordon III for school board, District 1.
Mm,
Um, I've worked, I don't feel like, I don't feel like and everybody's busy, everybody has things going on, but I don't feel like Giovanna has taken advantage of every opportunity to bag this race. But I do feel like at this point we know that the person that is currently in there are allowing these people to go without resources and be hidden until it's time, until close to election time again. We do know that they uh may know how he's going to move, but and they may be complacent with that. But at this point, you don't give a person, I don't feel like, another chance to show you that they're not going to do anything. So because I've seen the work that Giovanna does do, and I've seen her out in the community, because I've seen how hard she goes to make sure these children have opportunities here, because I've seen her speak up for the elderly, speak up for those that are underprivileged. Like, I know her reach, I know what she's capable of. So I just feel like if we were to give her an opportunity to get in seat and, actually hold her accountable, like, not saying be extra hard on her, but hold her accountable for the things that the people in District 1 come together and say they want to see happen. So I feel like she should be given a chance because she's already working, maybe not to the capacity of others, but comparison is the killer of all joy. We don't know. She don't know. Like, if we're not asking her for anything, and she don't know we don't know she's out there fighting for our kids.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can't really ask her, and you can't really go to her. So I
Mm-hmm.
think maybe a little bit more visibility for Giovanna. But I'm definitely writing in Giovanna Armstrong.
Okay. Well, definitely please go out and vote. I know we touched on early voting. Early voting actually ends on November 2nd.
Okay.
So it's 8:30 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So you have tomorrow and Saturday to get out there to vote early before election day, which is Tuesday. And you have several locations where you can go vote. On this side of the bridge, you've got your main office in Beaufort on 15 John Galt Road, Beaufort, South Carolina, 29906. You also have the St. Helena branch library, which is on 6355 Jonathan Francis Senior Road. That's actually two locations. Then you also can either go to Bluffton or Hilton Head. I've seen a lot of people are going to that St. Helena branch and saying wait times are like less than nothing. So if you have the opportunity before Tuesday to get out and vote, please go to one of those locations, and definitely cast your ballot, especially for these local elections. Local
Absolutely.
elections are super super important because these are the people that are making the decisions in your community. If you're looking for that community center, that's the person who's probably going to make that decision for that, help make that decision for the community center. Or if you're looking for, I guess, the crime rate to go down, or different things, different people to put different perspectives and different situations forward. These are the people that are going to make the decision for your community. So voting is super important. Like I said, you have the option to early vote until the second. Make sure you guys try to get out there either before the second or go out on Tuesday to your polling location, and exercise your civic duty to vote. But get it back to you. I'm sorry, we just had to stop
No,
that
I was
there.
about to
Had
ask
that
you,
little.
do you have that website readily available? It's bcgov.net, right?
Yeah, so if you go to Beaufort County, South Carolina.gov/vote, you can find all the information and resources on early voting, for early voting and the locations for early voting. And you can find also the site for your polling place. So if you having trouble finding your polling place, it's right on there. I would utilize that website as much as you can, as much as you can. But getting back to our conversation, we definitely have some strong candidates in District 1. Um, what do you think, I guess, about the lack of I guess community resources? I wouldn't say community resources, but the lack of options for, I guess, youth. So when I say options for youth, I think we missed the mark with our kind of our 6th to 12th graders.
That's
Once
true.
you get in that middle school age, we don't have a after school program for a middle school age, or we don't have or a community program for those middle schoolers. So what are those middle schoolers left to do? Nothing.
Um, you know what happens with an idle mind, with a
Yes.
yeah, it's a
Yes.
busy mind.
What
So
what
that's where we kind of come in at most of the times. Although we're committed to making sure the entire community is has programming, most of the time, most of our events have been geared towards the youth, well, the teenagers between the ages of 13 and the young adults up to age 22, because you get lost in that era for real. And they want to say, oh well, you 18, you an adult, but where they learn to be an adult from? Who taught them? Where did they get
Mm-hmm.
the opportunity to go out into the world and make decisions at? So I think honestly, it's a lack of involvement. We like to point fingers and say it's a lack of resources. First of all, we choose not to pool our money. If you look at how we dress, how well our outer appearances, the nice things that we have, the material things that we have, to say we don't have resources, I think is kind of dead wrong. To say we don't have the financial literacy to go along with it, to know where to pool our money and how to get things in the community for the kids that we should be protecting, that are going to be our future. I think that's what we should be saying, because there's really not a lack of resources. They may not create the same opportunities that people that don't look like us create, but that's because they look out for each other. They create those opportunities for themselves, but we keep on forgetting to look in our community, because we keep on looking out saying what they did for the community over there, not knowing that that community over there got elderly in there that gonna die, don't got no kids, and donated all that money to that organization because they're organized, they're unified.
Mm-hmm. And they are, and then I think that we need to continue to be try to become unified and pool our resources together. In order to
Absolutely.
when we pool our resources together, we're stronger together. And if we're not strong at all, then our base cracks. So we definitely have to continue to do that. And that's where I think Project Freedom 326 is doing great things in the community, to even try to start just local programming that parents and community members don't have to pay for. And I know it's kind of hard sometimes to get these folks out to events, right? What do you think is the I would say backlash, or not backlash, but why do folks find it hard to come out to a free event? It's free.
It either does not affect them,
Mhm.
they don't like the person that's hosting it. It may not have been their idea, so they haven't shared it. They saw it, but I'm not telling nobody but this, because when I had tried to do it, nobody, helped me with it. Nobody helped push it. Nobody helped promote it. So it's things like that that keep us from unifying, first of all. And also, we've been limiting advertising to like social media, but think about the people who held the community down for real was the people who are now the elderly. Well, chances are they probably listen to WVGB or WKWQ.
Mhm.
So we missing something in advertisement. We got away from the old form of advertising, not putting it all together, but we got completely away from the old way and went to social media.
Mhm.
Everybody's not on social media, so I think it's a lack of visibility, a lack of them knowing that it's even an event out there like that. So I know I talked to somebody about creating possibly a community calendar so we can easily access it. Like we can put in keywords and the calendar will pop up and see what's going on in Beaufort, in our community. Because I see, what's going on in Beaufort, but it's never anything from our community. So, and it doesn't have to be limited to our community, but I just want something where our community is included.
Yes.
Um,
And go ahead.
I want a way, an easy way for us to maybe email an address and say, hey, this is the events we got going on. So they can all kind of be posted on a calendar so we can kind of think about not overlapping the events, because I think that's also one of the issues with the lack of support. Well, if you got 3 events going on the same day and everybody in the same circles, and everybody either supporting a job event or their friend event or their mama event, then you really not going to have everybody you could have had at that one event. Whereas we could have staggered it for the same day for a different time. Got everybody to help everybody with the setup breakdown so we could have moved swiftly. Or we could have said, okay, so I got this plan for this date. Is everything set in stone? Like I think it's about communication, effective communication, and about knowing.
It definitely is. I mean, if we don't know, then we can't be there. And I think sometimes, you know, social media has taken over, I guess, the world essentially, right? But
Yes.
we do have those other folks who listen to the the mainstream, radio station, or or even that old form of communication, word of mouth, right? I
Yes,
guess,
we got away from it.
when we were going to church or going to the supermarket, and hey, you heard about this event that's coming up, or that type of deal. I think we also, have to think inside the box, but also outside the box as well.
I
The
think we put
the
so
whole
much of our
box.
energy into being like we so familiar with the struggle. We're so familiar with what's low vibrational. So we put more energy into keeping those ways and traditions up than we would put into changing because we don't. Okay, so we already know what we had, right? We already know how long we've been stagnant here. So we still take energy and put it into what's got us stagnant. We need to
Hmm.
like take our energy and time and put it into what could probably progress us. Meaning, we will take something and we will spread it a rumor by word of mouth with no proof, no flyer, no nothing, real quick, right? But then when it comes to a free community event, we keep those type of things to ourselves. We don't even discuss it with our kids.
Mm.
So I think we need to start treating these community events like they're rumors. Tell everybody about it. If you want to see change, let's get everybody unified so they can know we're not playing, so they can see we care about us. Then they might care about us. They might actually come in and help us instead of coming in and hurting us. Coming in
Yeah.
and hearing what we want instead of, oh, we got to get the situation under control. No, you gotta get the situation to trust you and see what's going on with it and try to navigate it. But when you come in trying to control something, it's gonna create rebellion. So we need to reach out to these the people that are creating the crime and violence in the community. We need to, do things that'll reach out to them. We keep on having these events in church. Them children not coming to church.
Mm.
And they're not living through the grace of their grandparents no more either.
Hmm.
So we need to do something else. Let's take the church to them. Which brings me to another event that we have, which we're taking the church out into the community park.
I saw it. So you guys are going to what church? What church
It's
are you guys
no
going
no
to?
one church. It's a community, and that's what we're
Oh,
trying to
I
tell
saw.
them.
I
Yeah,
think we were talking about the. I saw a flyer for. I guess there is a fall. Um, I think you
there
guys are
is.
taking a bus somewhere. I forgot.
Yes, Marlisha.
Okay,
Listen, Marlisha
y'all
and
just doing it all, man.
who's doing it? Let me think.
Is
Albert,
that
Albert
Marcom?
Black. It says
Okay,
Albert is sponsoring it, but because they live out in a rural area, which is Sheldon, they don't have rides and access, especially the kids, because their parents at work. So
yeah.
they would have an opportunity to go trick or treating safely at an event that's going to be monitored, that's going to have chaperones there, that's going to have hosts, that's going to have safe food, safe candy. They got a bus and they are busing those children to that event to make sure it happens, to make sure they're not knocking on nobody's doors, possibly getting, weapons put in their face and stuff. So I love all these little efforts go together. All these little efforts.
So it's funny you talk about transportation, right? And I'm a pivot, but then we gonna pivot back, I guess, to your event that you were talking about, right? For transportation, do you think it's time for I know we have Palmetto Breeze, but do you think it's time for a mass transit system in Beaufort?
Absolutely, especially with the way it's expanding. Beaufort
Hmm.
grew so much when we stopped the world for we were stopped. We complaining about the cost of living here, but do you understand that they don't care about the residents that live here caring about it because the people that are coming in can afford it. So right now with that, yeah, we definitely need so maybe they can park their cars because traffic's getting bad. So if we have public a bigger transit system, maybe people can park and it might be cheaper to ride the bus to and from where you're going. It might be faster now because you can't commute nowhere around here in less than 40 minutes.
No, you can't.
I've been on
It's
Reebok Road. I lived on Reebok Road all my life until I moved. And
mm,
it took me like 17 minutes to get from right across the street on where the side of the road where Beaufort Jasper Com Health is to get on the other side of the road where Piggly Wiggly is. That was ridiculous.
I can only imagine. I mean, that's right up the road. It should take
That
about 5-10 minutes.
directly across the street. I mean, directly. I could have walked across the street from my mom's house across the street, got what I needed, and came back by the time I got across the street in my car.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's crazy right there. That is crazy.
But you see,
Um,
you
Gay.
talking about transit system, but yeah, we probably do need it because they're continuously the cars are going to continue to tear up the infrastructure, the mini
Mm,
cars that we moving around. Like we don't even have the trees and stuff in place that used to catch the water and soak it up. So the grounds are getting saturated. They're going to be more soft. Things are going to be sinking more. We probably need to move around a whole lot less.
yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. Um, Just to let everybody know, we are you're tuned in to Marsh City Mic. If you guys are just joined us, we are with Tiana Parker. She is with Project Freedom 326. And we're having a wonderful conversation just about a whole bunch of things, everything that's pretty much going on in Beaufort these days, that type of deal. It is a conversation that needs to be had. And she's a definitely a community advocate that is striving to make this community better. So we definitely wanted to get the word out and have a conversation with her and see how how we can make this community a better place. I do see a couple comments coming in from some folks. Rashia Tally, I want to thank you so much for stopping by Marsh City Mike.
Aw.
The grave woman. Oh, that's my wife.
Hi,
But thanks,
congratulations.
thanks, my love. So I want to thank you for stopping by. The Marsh City Mic. Please make sure if you guys leave your comments, and any questions that you guys have for Tiana, in the comment section of where you're watching, and we will post it on our live feed. But getting back to the conversation, I know you said that you had an event coming up, another event coming up. Boy, you just got a whole list of events. I'm trying to get through all these events.
Listen, it
Gosh.
sounds unrealistic to have programming for 52 weeks of the year, right? But that is my goal, like, because if it's already created, you can't say you didn't have it. If the opportunity is there, one of the things is, oh, ain't no opportunity. Although one might not work for you on week 5, you might like the one might appeal to you on week 11. So y'all all talking about these community events. Now y'all finding out that we can all meet up at these events. They're free. They're probably gonna have food. We're gonna learn something from it. That's the goal. That is the goal, to be consistent and keep it going.
Yes, definitely. Um, I'm really excited about one event. That I guess you were in the process of planning the cipher. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, so first of
Yeah.
all, you
How that's
know
going?
we know everybody, like everybody who's anybody, no matter what the genre is, you listen to music, okay? And
Yeah.
some people listen to music just to relax. Some people listen to music and it hypes them up. Some people listen to music and it calms them down. It just depends on what music does for you. Um, I think I'm about to state this, and this is my opinion, y'all. So I think the youth in this area must be listening to Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up" before they step out the house, because that's the energy I'm getting, like, every day. Just about, I'm hearing about a crime, but it's a teenager, and most of the teenagers that are being affected aren't even the teenagers that they're gutting for. Like, these innocent babies, y'all, these parents got to relive this every day though. So music is a universal language that intertwines the souls. So I'm thinking,
Mm,
if we try something else, we always talking about how bad music is for them. How can we make music work for them without
yes.
having to have a whole production studio? So I said, you know what, they like listening to rap, they like listening to the shoot 'em up bang bang music. So is it possible for us to use some of those beats and get them to put some positive lyrics to it, and just put it out there,
Mm,
like, but to a cadence, like to a beat, the same way they listening to the rap now. So let's rap about positive things. So I've been trying to do this, y'all, for the last, me and Alicia, but I couldn't see the vision, and I don't think she understood how I was explaining it and what I wanted. So finally it came to me again when it came up on my timeline, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make it happen this time. I went to Mr. Glaze to try to make it happen. He ended
mm,
up turning it into a motorcade. Y'all, what shooter in the community coming out to a motorcade to see funeral cars pass by? None. So we, like, but I was open to it. I supported it. I did the flyers for it. Like, so I'm not against anybody's idea. So if you want to join us, y'all, inbox me. Hit me up at tianaparkercares@gmail.com to become a part of the team that's going to improve our community's plight. Okay. We got all kind of stuff going on. But like I was saying with the cipher, I reached out to people. I was asking people for the rules as they were telling me they're willing to rap on it. I'm dead serious. Like,
hey.
I'm not scared to ask for information. I'm not scared for people to know that I don't know something about something. People get so offended when you call them ignorant, but the
Mhm.
definition of ignorant is really not knowing, right? So it's not even supposed to be offensive, but we put emotions on stuff now, a little bit more emotions than should ever be on anything, because we want to be offended so bad. I'm going to create and I'm going to find out the rules to it and figure out what works best for the contestants that are going to be in the cipher we're having, because, I know what worked for their cipher over there. I know what worked for the cipher over there, but what's going to work for the cipher over here? Because we might be facing different issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready for them to kind of, write their own rules, um, own, own, own us in our community and own our responsibilities and take it over. So I am coming at them from not just me, y'all. We got a whole team of people, okay? Marlisha, Ishabita, y'all, that is my partner. She's the founder of Project Freedom 326, but she also keeps me grounded because every single time that I have quit and vocalized it, she's the one that said, okay, well, moving right along. So what we doing the next time? So it's almost
Yeah.
like she heard me. She didn't let me quit. So accountability partner, I appreciate you. I really, 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 really appreciate you. She's been shooting with me in the gym. Any idea I have, we reach out, put our resources together, meaning I know things, I know people, she know things, she know people. So with
Mm-hmm.
us being able to pool it, it allows us to have further reach.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So yeah,
that's dope, man. I mean, definitely to have somebody, to hold you accountable and keep each other accountable. So,
but now that we're
that.
talking about this and we're talking about the cipher still, I just didn't want us to move away from it. I'm still trying to put it together, y'all. I'm still trying to figure out how the beats go. And I would love to have a DJ volunteer to be a part of this because y'all, we don't know where this is gonna go. Like, I got friends. Um, Lawrence has got friends. Some of the people that are gonna be there have friends. We don't know who their friends know, what the next level may be. We don't know how big this is gonna be. We don't. This could get Beaufort on the map for taking over and creating their own positive wave. Like, we don't know what can come of this. So if you want to jump on Decipher, we've got space for one more for sure, possibly two, if you really really want to. Again, you can inbox me or email me at tianaparkercares@gmail.com. um Let me see. Oh, and DJ, if you are DJ and you know how to, I don't even know what you call it, put together the music, slice it. Because I don't even know the rules yet, y'all. But what I'm thinking, I'm gonna have each contestant just send me like a beat or that they want to use and put it all together so it can flow together.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So I
that
think that's
sounds
what
dope. That sounds dope, but it definitely sounds like it's coming together. Like she said, if you guys are interested in volunteering any of your services for this event, TianaParkerCares.com. TianaParkerCares at gmail.com. Look at you.
yeah.
I'm creating a website for you already. Gosh.
Yeah, but that's really what I'm going for, because I want to get away from social media because they control the content. If I can get a
Hmm.
website built, like if I can get funding enough to keep the website going, actually buy the domain and
Yeah.
put it up, that could actually be where the calendar is. That could be where we talk about what's going on in the community, create
Yeah.
just do everything from that website. That way we don't got to go through Mark, we don't got to go through Elon, we don't got to go through none of the social media sites, because I really feel like social media is one of the contributors to violence. Like, people
Hmm.
don't want to get seen beat up, so they go shoot and try to make a prolific name about them, about being a gangster out here in the streets. So I
Hmm.
think that's one of the issues too. So if I can stray away from that platform and possibly get others to stray away from it, because I got to go to on Facebook to see what's going on. Tiana might have that on her webpage.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
everything. Please believe me, everything probably got one rock be hitting three birds, one stone, and it don't kill a stone, y'all. The stones don't kill the birds. I promise. It just make it better.
There you go. There you go. Well, I know they can find you, like I said, at Tiana Parker Cares. Just share your, I guess, contact information one more time. As we are unfortunately almost about out of time, so we just
Right.
want to make sure. I know right now it just flew by real quick, but so just share your contact information, and where people can find out, I guess, about your list of events. The person she was talking about, folks, that was supposed to make that calendar and help with that calendar is me. So I would definitely get on that. I know
But
I
y'all
said I would,
know,
but we yes,
Lawrence,
ma'am.
I appreciate you. I've been talking about that for years with others, right? Never
Yeah.
said I was gonna do it. When I told you, when I shared that idea with you, you came back with, I'm gonna try to get on that by this weekend. So, like, I never committed to doing it. Nobody's ever committed to doing it. You just said, I'm gonna try to get on that from this weekend. And I thought, gosh, coming from you, Low Country, Marsh City Mics, um, I'm thinking, gosh, that would be dope for them to come through and create more traffic for more than just the podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
Definitely.
big into.
Definitely. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. But like I said, just share your contact information again, or where people can find out more information about Project Freedom 326, and what events you guys have coming up.
I show up as myself every single time, y'all. So you can find
That
out
she does.
about what we have going on my Facebook page, and it's Mayat TT Lupe, and that's MAATTITILUPE, and that's Facebook. On Instagram, you can find me at Onyx918. That's ONYX918. And you can contact me on Gmail, Tiana Parker Cares at gmail.com.
Okay. Well, and definitely, message her. She's definitely a person that is looking to be open with everybody in the community. So if you guys are looking for, some positive change, and I guess, different ways to get out of your community, this is the person that you definitely need to talk to. So we thank you so much, Tiana, for joining us here at Marsh City Mike.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for the
No.
opportunity. This right here creates visibility. Like I said, all this goes together for the purpose, like dead serious. Like I wasn't expecting the invitation. I am so delighted. I really appreciate you. And I will be sharing, rooting you on,
Well,
sending you
thank you.
information as I find out. Like I'm gonna always show up. If you anytime you need me, just let me know. I'm available, y'all. If y'all need to reach me, my yacht TT Lupe on Facebook, and I'm usually there. But if I can get this website created, like I said, I'm gonna get away from there.
We know you about to get a.
Mhm.
We'll definitely be rooting you on for getting that website up, so then that way I guess people can really find out more information about you guys, and
Thank
what
you.
you guys are doing. But thank you guys out there in the internet world for joining us at Marsh City Mike. Please make sure you like and share this video, so this video will be recorded and be on Facebook and YouTube. So like and share this recording. We will be putting out our next I guess podcast date soon. But we thank you guys for joining, and like and share us on Facebook at Marsh City Mike, and we are also on YouTube and Instagram at Marsh City Mike. So you guys be safe, have a wonderful evening, and take a look out for what our next podcast is coming up. Alrighty, well, have a great night.
Happy Halloween, y'all.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Don't put that mask back on though, okay? Take it easy.